cord in his jacket there, or is that?
She sees everything.
I'm just making this shit up. I don't remember anything. You need these individuals in these towns to put themselves on the line, to create a place to break acts. I mean, you can't just go straight to the top, you know, you're dependent on the mercy of others, so to speak. So you need these guys in these towns that are bold enough to open a small club, and because that's a struggle too, you know, to make it work. The benefit that they have is they realize that there are a lot of opening acts bouncing around the country that need gigs in between gigs. You know, they don't always follow along the schedule of a headliner, so they've got a day off to a young band is money going down the drain, right? Because you're making so little that you have to find ways of paying your hotel bills. So it's people like Hank LeConte and Alex Cooley and all these guys. They benefited, but the bands benefited. I think they were really important because, you know, that period of time in the mid-70s was kind of a strange transition time in rock and roll, because it was sort of post a lot of big bands like Zeppelin and all these kind of acts that were doing huge business, and they were sort of starting to come off the road at that time. And so if you were a young band starting out, you had to hope to get on a big tour or play one of these clubs, you know, like the Agora. And so they were, even though they felt like clubs, they were more than clubs. You could sort of do a concert vibe, even though it was a kind of club atmosphere. So they were really important. I remember playing Alex Cooley's place in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yeah.
And in the UK there was, in Chicago there was the Aragon.
Yeah, well, in the Akron, I think there's an Agora in Akron. Yeah, we played there. Yeah, that place in Dallas. That was in that first few weeks that we were on the road. When we first went to Texas, there was a club. Yeah, the Five Basic Emotions.
Oh yeah,
club.
I remember that club.
Like, I think it was with the show in June, and then by the time we came back before December, it was Neil was in, and what was that transition like? You still finding your sound or the live show at that point?
That was the same sort of thing. We had very limited material, and I think we kind of repeated some of the songs, which we had really no choice. Most of the gigs back then that were kind of outside of those opening act shows were smaller venues, bars and things like that, all over America.
Yeah, well, we didn't really have a live show because, as Alex said, we were playing like, when we played here opening for Uriah Heep and Manfred Mann's Earth Band, I think we played 25
20
minutes. Yeah.
We played 2 songs.
Yeah. So basically we played a few songs and that was it.
Yeah.
And so when we came back to play the Agora, you know, and that show was with Neil. So, but we didn't really have a live show. It was just, we were just happy to play. So when we came back and played the Agora, we would have played all the songs that we knew. And Neil would have been in the band for less than a year, I guess.
Oh yeah, well less than
at that time. So we probably didn't have much more than our first album's material and maybe a couple other songs that we had worked on the road. So it wasn't really much of a show, it was just us playing.